Well, this really feels like we're in somebody's balcony. It's quite nice. For a conference where our goal was to connect and find common ground and discuss, I think this is a perfect setting. This is the final panel of the conference. This is the time to look back at what has emerged, digest, discuss, and also think about what comes in the future. Imagine future possibilities, ideas, and maybe even projects and ventures that are going to come out of these past 2 days. The person who is going to lead us into a very gentle discussion at the end of the conference is going to be our very own Duncan Clark, who is the founder and chairman of BDA China, which is an advisory firm that has been running all the way from the early 90s, where Duncan helped early internet entrepreneurs in China make waves. In addition to that, he is, I think, the perfect person to moderate this panel, as he also serves on the board of counselors of OIST itself, helping OIST find strategic direction and move toward the future. So please welcome our last panel of Converge and enjoy the thoughts of our visionaries here.
Thank you. One comment.
Please.
Against your free will, please speak slowly.
Thank you so much.
Yeah?
You heard about my speaking class. So, thank you, everybody, and thank you for that reminder to speak slowly. Everybody say cheers. I'm taking a picture of you all now with my... Oh, they've run out of battery. Anyway, I'm pretending to take a picture with my meta glasses. But thank you, Ivana, for that introduction. And thank you for Kenny, who's created this amazing event. And thank you for everybody in the room for participating. You are all convergers now. So we are now converging for the final session, reflections from the edge of convergence. And we decided to, without authorization, take the tables from the caterers and make this Convergence Cafe. So welcome to the Converge Cafe. We stand between you and your dinner and the night market. Tough gig, but guys, we're going to make this fun for everybody, right?
Oh, yes.
And to start with, as we heard, I've been in Asia now for about 30 years. I came for a year, kind of thing. So those of you who are visiting Asia, you may be here for some time. But we're in the midst of an amazing change that we've just heard about for the last 2 days. And we're going to reflect a little bit on that. So what we wanted to do, and the panel, I think everybody knows, we're going to go up to me, we'll have Gil, and then Yamamoto-san and Shun are going to reflect on the last few days here. But we're actually going to reflect first with a short video. But before we run the video, I think those of us who have been sitting all day, and both my Oura Ring and my Apple Watch, and I think these glasses are telling me to stretch. So those of you who are able to, and thank you for that suggestion, stand up and stretch, and we're going to have some music with the video. So if we can roll the video, you're encouraged to dance, if you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Roll tape, and look at yourselves.
Because I'm happy.
Thank you for clapping. We were going to attach one of those devices to your arms to make you clap without your intention, but you did it all yourselves, so you still have agency. That's great. And thank you for the video team, the tech team for putting that together. I was a bit worried they would start turning the... Yeah, thank you. It was so fresh, I was a bit worried they were going to show us the future. But this is the future, or that was just when I said it. But here we are. We're converging around this edge of convergence. And convergence means sometimes it'll be a little uncomfortable. The table's a bit small. But convergence is getting out of our silos. It's getting out of our comfort zone. So here we are. And Gil, you took the bold decision. We're very grateful for you to come to OIST, I think 4 years ago. And so I would like to kick off reflecting not just on the last 2 days, but your time here. And we can kick off. And one thing, we're going to talk a lot about the tail. We heard about the long tail. And before I say that, there's a wonderful mountain cat called the Yamamoto in Iriomote, which is a beautiful island to the far west of here in Okinawa. So it's known for having a fat tail. So if we can have an Okinawan fat tail discussion as well. We'll weave Okinawan culture as much as possible into the event as we have. And you've lived here now on these islands for 4 years. So I wanted to start with you, Gil.
Yeah, thank you. So first of all, it's great to see all of you here, and thank you for staying with us. And well, when I made the decision, or we made the decision, actually, to come over here 4 years ago, I didn't feel I'm going to join the tail. Actually, I was thinking about the head. And it is the head, I think. So being small is not, to me, is not a disadvantage. It's really an advantage. So we can be high quality, differentiate yourself. And the beauty of OIST is the elasticity of OIST, because OIST is really, I would say, a teenager. So we have all the problems of a teenager. We are moody. We can be very aggressive sometimes, but also, you know, very passionate, and so this is the way I feel at the moment at OIST. And this event, Converge, is well, it was born in the head of I think Yamamoto.
If it goes well, yes. If not, it was everybody else's idea. But it was your idea.
Together.
Yeah, no.
No. Yeah, absolutely. And well, when he first kind of proposed this to me, I thought, well, this is another crazy idea of corundum. But actually, it took shape, and I'm so happy that. So my immediate reaction to what happened in these 2 days is happiness. So.
Thank you, Farrell Williams.
Yeah, and just to reflect a bit, so we heard about the. From Kitano Sensei about the AI scientist, and to me it looks like a great opportunity, and then we also all throughout the AI was evident in all the 2 days, and we ended with this AI arbitrator or AI that will kind of decide for us the licensing, take us out of job. But I like that. I like that. I think it was a great
Out of job, but easy life, huh?
Easy life. Yeah. And then I think to me this event proves that. AI is going to help us a lot, but human interaction is almost irreplaceable. So what happened here is this magic between people. We talked, we had fun, we exchanged opinions, and we learned a lot. So I think this is not going to be replaceable. So these are kind of my thoughts.
No, I think you guys have curated a great community, and I will say that we even got started, some of us in Tokyo, on the edge of Sushi Tech. So Phil, I want to call out to Phil, took the bold decision to accept an invitation. We went to the Comedy Store in Shibuya, the comedy bar. And, you know, anytime you invite someone to comedy, you're like, ugh. But we had the best time. And there were 4 of us, thanks to Nexium and other sponsors. And so comedy is a bit like innovation. Right? I mean, It's hard. And when it goes wrong, it's pretty painful. But luckily that night in Shibuya, we had a great time. And I think comedy, we can learn from comedy because it's actually quite structured, right? There are bits. And we got to see some comedians go twice because we stayed so long at the Comedy Store they kicked us out. But anyway, I think this idea of getting outside the comfort zone, but with people, trusted peers. And I think all of us feel that we're in a trusted network now. We feel already, I think, that we're going to stay in touch. I mean, some of us knew each other already. But I think that's kudos to you for the curation and the heart, I think, that your company has. And I think OIST is now, with the hardware has been built now, what, 14 years? These buildings, amazing, impressive buildings. There's, we're visiting an innovation lab is coming up soon. But now it's getting to the software and then, filling the infrastructure with, the flower that you have for the very image of this conference. So I think we're at a very exciting time for both for Converge and I think for, as you hear, the AI, the pace of change is coming so fast to the point that may not be conferences like this, but actually there should be, because we need to have that human contact and we need to be in beautiful places like we are right now. So perhaps Yamamoto, maybe inform us a little bit your thinking about how you got us to this place.
Yes, since the creation of the Quantum Company, I think we truly believed that the innovation is happening not based on the knowledge, but based on the spirit, right? And the spirit is something I hope AI will never, have. The AI spirit, I don't know. Maybe technically possible, but the spirit or the connection or really the passion of the human being, that's really the engine of the innovation. So I think this is it. So the people are gathering based on the same spirit, doing something good together, creating together. So I think that's very clear message, and I think this gathering represents what we really have been believing. So I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
And we heard that there was linear innovation back in the old day, but that we are now living clearly in a multipolar world, and the very representation of how innovation happens shows these dots everywhere. So the fact that we are gathered in a place, for many people, far from home, but share something is I think, very important. And I think maintaining this network as we go, and we'll obviously make sure that people are joining the WhatsApp groups and emails and stuff. And I understand Converge is coming to London actually in 2 weeks, right, on South by Southwest. So, so this is the beginning. You're all pioneer convergers in this journey, and I think that's very important.
Yeah.
And I think I've learned in the past for conferences that are not just people from the same industry or the same sector are the ones that really last. And so I think you've done a great job, and even your offices in Tokyo is basically a garden as far as I can see. So
it's an old house, having nice garden.
Right. So, and I think the imagery of gardens is we've heard that with the gut.
But I got many complaints from my colleagues. Why? There's no restaurant around here. How can we enjoy having lunchtime?
We have very nice lunch boxes. I've seen those.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think so. And maybe I'll pass to Shun. How do you see this continuing also for your company, but also with OIST and so on?
Yeah, so as Duncan mentioned, we're going to also be at different events, not organized by us or with OIST jointly, but South by Southwest in June, probably other events throughout the year, but obviously, hopefully, and if we can get Gil's blessing and everyone's blessing, we'd want to come back here. And I think we had 5 OIST professors this time around, including Gil. And OIST has 90 faculty, so we can probably do about, more than a dozen. So for the next...
can wait. They can hang... No, it's helping them. Right?
And also, I think Gil has the idea of expanding the faculty base of OIST to about 300, I think?
Well, it's not my idea, but...
The original plan.
The joint idea.
The original plan. This is
the... office in Tokyo.
Yeah, but... any cabinet office?
Cabinet office people?
Anyone here? No? Good.
No cabinet office, no Ministry of Finance, so we are safe.
Yes. But so the idea and the number 5 out of 90 is that we only scratch the surface of the knowledge of this place. And I think it was, to be honest, this was our first inaugural event. We were anxious whether you would really trust us and come all the way. But we were really, delighted to see the participation and also the engagement. And I think it also, we owe a lot to the place, the ba, as we say in Japanese. And I think it was great to have a global event. So not just bringing all the global kind of perspectives here, but also to have the local scent. And so there was a scent of the place, the scent of the ba, which I think contributed to everyone trusting each other and the person sitting next to you and opening up, despite the fact that you come from all different walks of life and have different interests. And so my aspiration is to very much continue this. And we didn't set up an app to force you to be on the Converge app, because I know that you use different modes of communication. And so my wish is that you would continue the communication that you started here in your own most preferential ways, to be connected with us, the organizers, but also amongst yourself, and to carry on the conversation throughout the year, and then to see you in the next Converge event.
So first, I want to say, yeah, we are signed up for next year. And second, I urge all of you to stay in contact and also to stay connected to OIST. I always, when people come here, they bring two things. They bring fresh perspective to us, and believe it or not, we're getting used to this beautiful campus, beautiful setting, and the beautiful island. And when people, see it for the first time, they immediately react in some way, always positive, and that gives us a lot of energy. So thank you for coming, because this energizes us. And then the second thing is that anyone that comes here, we want them to be our ambassadors, because as you know, OIST is very, very high quality, but not known enough in the world. And so please spread the word, please talk to your friends, and we're very happy to have many guests here. My last thing I want to just mention is that I was so encouraged by Kikakawa-san and his, seeing a government person with a vision, and I just wish he will be able to deliver what he promised, because the 3 million threshold support, Corundum is way past that. You're supporting us generously, and we're working collaborative, but this is something that the Japanese companies need to switch, and if the government can help them switch into more substantive collaboration with universities and with OIST, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I think Japan, as we know, if we look at just the tourism numbers, I think there are over 10 million people in the first 3 months of the year coming to these islands, and I think that's already ahead of the target. So it's Japan's soft power in terms of bringing people, and a very wide, diverse range of people. If you get on your flight here, you see people with all kinds of backgrounds. But often it is Tokyo, Kyoto, but I think to network amongst certainly other facilities within Japan first. Just flying here, you fly over, I guess, near Kyushu, and you see all that's happening down in Fukuoka, and what's happening with TSMC and Kumamoto and all this stuff. There's a lot of things are changing in Japan. And I think there's a lot of goodwill and interest in coming here. And it's not just about Japan, but I think it's, it needs a bit of a nudge sometimes to connect amongst institutions. And I'm just now affiliated with Waseda as well. We'd love to do more. And everybody who has their own networks, it'd be really helpful if you guys can spread the word to your networks. From Indonesia, from all over, from Europe, and it's great that you're on the road. Japan, sometimes it's very interesting when even coming into this venue, people fill from the sides and the back. In America, it's sort of like grab the front seats. So, the humility is something we all love, I think, about this, and the modesty, but sometimes too modest, immodest. But so I think it's good now that we're actually that we can aggressively network amongst the people we know who would appreciate this event. Because I think you've seen it, and the hardest thing is the first one. So you've done an amazing job, the whole team. So we'll keep the people coming, fresh people. You need enough fresh visitors to spread the word. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Guys, have any reflections? Also, I mean, maybe we could talk a little about the content we went through. Was there anything that particularly surprised you?
Yeah. I today. Yeah. Yesterday was a keyword as a long tail, right? And then today, one sentence remains in my brain. I don't know why, which is NMR. Any idea? With the image of the 2 front teeth.
Oh, the new mole rat. Something mole rat.
NMR.
Naked mole rat.
Naked. Of course, he's naked.
Naked
mole rat.
Rat.
Yeah.
Having 40 years of life, I don't know why, but it stays in my brain all the day, from the morning. And then this is coming back, like an image, fresh image, the front teeth, and the naked pinky rat.
That's a nice.
I'm very happy. If you have no hair, you live a lot longer.
It's a very nice surprise, right? Because after listening all this scientific, brilliant research, this image stays in my head. It's a kind of good surprise, nice surprise, but it's a kind of image, right? And I cannot tell lie, but this is the kind of most striking image of today. However, theoretically or logically speaking, it's so beautiful to talk about the longevity, and then talk about the gut-brain axis, small molecule, intelligence, and humanity, right? And that we talked about the history, and we talk about the modern technology, and we talk about the future. And I think always coming up to my mind is that having these deep discussion about the science, we always have a kind of North Star, which is philosophy or ethics, how we live, how we are doing this, what should be the outcome, what is the guiding North Star, right? And then it's so important. And then I feel really we have a kind of common consensus here that we are not converging to make money, right? We're not converging to gain power, but do something good, right? Something fun. So it's so rewarding, to listen to all the conversation, all the people, the faces.
I think we have an opportunity to kind of reset our lives. I mean, Max, you said also like our relationship with devices, right? I mean, I'm liking these. I can actually listen to you. I pretend to listen to you while listening to music right now. It's great. You should hear it. But I just saw some other glasses now which are coming, from China, also from the US with heads-up display. So maybe, the next Converge, we can all have no language barrier. At least, we can actually, get more connected with each other.
Great idea. Yeah.
So I think, and also I feel like we can all learn more from how, Japan, also things like diet. I mean, just having your natto and your miso soup and fermentation. We heard a lot about fermentation, right? I think that, we've probably got bad habits in the way what we eat, the way we work, the way we relate to each other, the way we use technology. AI, to some extent, is giving us a reset, to a big extent, right? Even you're talking about doing homework with your son, for example, right? I mean, yes, AI, we're afraid of it, but it's also changing the way.
Yeah, he was studying math, and I couldn't explain anything to him. So it's like, he just took a picture and then asked the AI to give him advice and to teach him, and that's amazing. I mean, but that's a good use of AI. I want to connect to Yamamoto-san comment. To me, it's very inspiring always to hear researchers and the way they think and the questions they ask. And if you look at Professor Kono, she was studying yeast. And the move from yeast to cells to human is amazing. I mean, she could spend all her life, which I'm not saying it's good or bad, but she made this decision to go beyond that. And for me, it's so encouraging to see these researchers, and we have so many of these at OIST, young researchers, and they want to focus on deep or curiosity-driven science, but they still have many of them have this passion for solving issues of aging or cancer and Professor Segal, which I know for many years at the Weizmann Institute, has the same character. He's doing tremendous work in fundamental research, but he's created several companies. So this is really what drives me, and for many years this is for me the passion to see how I can help these very talented people go beyond their just the publication and take the next step.
Now we have a big challenge, though. Obviously, we saw the Star Trek Picard imagery. How are we going to pay for that big tower that we kept seeing? I'm not sure we get the approval from the local authorities, but have you ever seen? I haven't actually seen that scene, but obviously, one thing I have seen is when OIST was first discovered. Effectively, it was in a helicopter, right? There was
Kitano Sensei he's he's all over, and he's. I think he's an expert in the tail. So he has so many things to do. But one of his projects is OIST actually. So he flew with the founding fathers of OIST, with Koji Omi, minister at that time, and the story that he tells, and I think it's true, they were going and exploring different sites in Okinawa. So we could have been in Naha, or we could have been in the Yanbaru, somewhere in the middle of Yanbaru, but they found this area to be most attractive, and I live on campus, so I'm thankful for that. This is a resort, so it's amazing, but yeah.
I would just say, I mean, we're right next to some beautiful nature as well. And in the future, we'll have more time. Maybe people come earlier, stay an extra day. But like the bird watching, even actually on the campus, if you look down from the bridge, it's incredible, like that flora and fauna down there. But also it's just a short ride to the north here, and then not to mention the other islands. I think the more we integrate that, because as we were hearing, like if our AI agents are going to conferences and talking to each other, I mean, we're going to reserve special experiences for ourselves in real life, IRL, as the kids say, who are not listening to Pharrell Williams. I know that was kind of a dated song, but to stay cool and to stay connected, I think it's going to be opportunities like this. And I think the scale is also good. We don't want to be, going beyond that, whatever, and I'm sure there's some science to what is the optimal number of people. So I think you've done, both the setting and the organization and the themes.
And OIST is very much connected to the nature around Okinawa. Yes. So there's a lot of themes for us to cover. From the marine to the terrestrial to ecology, and that's.
You even have it's called the Sea House, right?
We have a marine station, so that's another place for us to visit. We're doing, clownfish studies, social behavior of different animals, and octopus. Very fun. Lots of fun.
Just to add to that, so the personal take was the breadth of topics that we covered in 2 days, and especially it was kind of centered around health and technology and innovation, and so from the healthy state and basically how to expand not just the lifespan but to health span, and also in the disease state, how do you intervene in different parts, and how that is kind of being developed by technology. That was also fascinating. And also, I think this morning it was going beyond the healthy state and the disease state to augmenting. Right? And so that was fascinating, to say the least. But also, I think it was Phil and also Koshu mentioned in the new business startup model about being cautious about just flooding technology and innovation, because there could be bad technology. And so that was a cautionary tale. That I think it would bring in topics such as ethics, like when coders code or when AIs are building code, what are the ethical implications of it? And the last point that I think it would be super exciting to expand is, I think we touched upon mainly individual health, but how does that change in a group setting? And then if we start expanding that to how does it look if we try to expand that notion to humanity or communities? And I think those are, not to put too much pressure on the Converge program team for next year, but things to maybe explore in the coming years. And so fascinating.
The quality of the AI and the image generation to replicate humans. I don't know. I probably want to do more physical conferences, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to touch, and verify that it's. I mean, it's obviously we've seen it already. You've got to be very careful now with all kinds of information. I mean, we've had North Korean hackers taking money from central banks and all that kind of stuff. So I think this idea of physical, it's interesting. We're diverging on the one hand to have a very automated agent approach, but this other experience, I think, needs to be even more physical, actually,
yes,
connected to nature. Yeah. So by checking my phone, I see that the sun is actually setting at 19:07, and I would invite you to have a few wrap-up comments. But I think talking about nature and the fact that dinner is upstairs with drinks in a wonderful night market, but we can catch a little bit of the sun before sunset, perhaps. But any last comments before we move upstairs?
I just love to hear from the audience. I mean, any ideas for us for next year, or any quick feedback, it would be great because I think you've been wonderful.
Yeah, just raise your hand, shout it out. We weren't planning on Q&A, but we're just going to have comment, suggestion. Yes? Kush?
Loved it. The collective aspect is something I would love to.
Collective aspect. Okay, noted. I'll repeat for the recording. Next, an AI agent can ask. That's fine. Well, they're not here. But what would you do differently? What would you like to see added to this? And what will take it for you to recommend some of the best people you know professionally from different domains? Yes?
I would actually really love to have more integration with academics and trying to do something a little bit different rather than just talking. And because, like I said, I think the involvement of academia is vital for us and to make sure that OIST as an ecosystem is really established as the frontiering ecosystem in terms of venture creation and so on.
So more access from the academics, so we can even stream it, we can have breakout groups. Spoken like a true PhD, by the way, represent. But yes, Phil.
I'd love to see something like a brainstorm hour or two.
Great.
People come with a couple of big problems.
Brainstorm.
We all come together from different areas and solve them.
AI is taking notes, I'm sure. But this is recorded, so that's fine. We can make all this stuff happen. Any other? Nihongo, anyway, we will make sure. I'm sure there's a survey form and all that. But let's make this happen the way we want it to be, right? Because I think you are the pioneers, you are the convergers, and we're going to make this even better.
Yep. Yep.
So without further ado, we have extra time on the clock, but I feel like we should just give it to connecting with each other in the beauty of nature, unless anybody has an objection.
Nope.
And the bar is free. So, sorry. Okay. ありがとうございました。皆さん、thank you.
There are no better words. There are no better words to wrap this up. I think you've said everything. But as we prepare to leave Okinawa and try to leave Converge behind, we need to remember that it doesn't actually stay behind, because all the ideas, all the inspiration, and all the people you have met here will remain with you as you go forward. So in order to connect with each other, as you said, we have a lovely night market ready right outside. If you go a little bit further from the terrace.
Can I make some small announcement? Yes. Thanks to Gil's arrangement, for the people who could stay until the end, there will be the giveaway from the OIST T-shirts. Right?
Thank you, Gil. Thank you.
Thank you.
So as you move toward
Merch.
the night market, please don't forget to stop in the lobby and grab a tote bag that contains the shirt, thanks to OIST.
And a big thanks to Ivana and all the tech team, everybody who's been helping us. Thank you so much, everybody. Take a bow.
Thank you, everybody, for participating at Converge OIST 2025. Let's see where we see each other next. Have a great evening.